if Woodstock comes up, go.
Yeah. White Lake was where it happened. Located near Bethel, New York, White Lake was the site of 4 days of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That was the Woodstock Music and Art Fair. On the surface, Woodstock was far from idyllic, with rain, mud, broken portable toilets, scarcity of food and water, and massive traffic jams, and 3 deaths all symbolized the chaos of Woodstock.
With the country in shambles as a result of the Vietnam War, thousands of young men and women took their stand through rallies, protests, and concerts. A large number of young Americans opposed the war in Vietnam. With the common feeling of anti-war, thousands of youths united as one. This new culture of opposition spread like wildfire with alternate lifestyles blossoming. People coming together and reviving their communal efforts demonstrated in Woodstock art and music festival.
Started out to be like an adventure, which we didn't know where we were going, what we were doing.
Yeah.
Then it became a little crazy, a little scary. Then it got, let's get the hell out of here, this is nuts. Then it got back to, okay, Hendrix is on, listen to him, and then go home.
Yeah.
And when we got home, we were here.
At the time, how did you hear about Woodstock before it started? How did you hear about it?
I think probably, back then there was, no internet and Facebook and, Twitter. So something like this we would have heard more or less on the radio, FM radio. The artists that were there were artists that I liked. And I would probably say that it was probably more radio and TV talking about Woodstock.
Counterculture can be described as a group whose behavior deviates from the social norm. This movement expresses opinions and dreams of a specific group during a time period. The counterculture of the 1960s was a cultural movement that was developed in America and expressed through Woodstock.
We had some good hallucinogenics for later on.
Right.
So that's the way things went. Everybody was having fun with everybody. It wasn't like, oh, look at them people. Things were different then. Everybody was happy. Everybody was friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what college is like now.
No, it's a little different than that. United in the anti-war sentiment, thousands of young people joined in the creation of the Woodstock counterculture, showcasing an alternate lifestyle symbolized by drugs, sex, and anti-war protests. What's your reaction now, looking back on, wasn't it 3 days of peace and music? Was that
It was.
Was it like that, 3 days of peace and music?
Yes, it was. Changed the whole world.
Wow. All we are asking is give peace a chance.
The counterculture stood against the traditional values of middle-class society and manifested its rebellion in several ways. Long hair, rock music, as showcased at Woodstock, tie-dye, free sex, drugs, and riots are only some of the vehicles through which the counterculture asserted itself.
How did Woodstock relate to the Vietnam War at this time?
Well, I think because the Vietnam War was happening and so many people were against the Vietnam War and wanted peace, that Woodstock was I think that was the piece of, peace, love, and music. And I think there was a feeling among young people that, the protest was good to tell the government that we don't believe in this war and we wanted to, bring the troops home. And it was a generation of people thinking that, peaceful protest could make a difference.
At the time, we were like, oh my God, this is insane.
Yeah.
Mud, filth. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
No food, we were hungry. And at night we would be extra.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
And We'd be laying in a thing there, like it was like a big stadium with no seats.
Yeah.
Just laying there in the mud, and everybody was tripping out and watching music and listening.
Yeah.
It was a good concert,
Yeah.
and you probably will never see all these people together ever.
Yeah.
Folk music has come a long way, hasn't it?
Yesterday, the walk down the road trip. It's incredible. I heard that the New York Thruway's closed.
Closed? This morning we heard that they were back down Route 17 with an 8-hour delay.
Right, well, the New York State Thruway is closed.
That's incredible.
Isn't that far out?
To us, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
It was just the way it happened that we grew up.
Yeah.
And when we got there, it seemed that it was the way everybody grew up.
What was your reaction on looking back on the 3 days piece of music?
Looking back, how did I feel then?
Yeah.
Well, how I felt then was I thought it was very exciting because these were, kids my age and a little older, and it was all about the music and peace and love.
You learned a lot of things, and it made you know how the world could be
Yeah.
and how it should be.
I know you did a topic on the original Woodstock in college. Not to mention you also went to Woodstock 99. So, in your opinion, how did this differ? Like, how did both Woodstocks
How does it differ?
Yeah.
Well, the main difference I noticed from my research on the first Woodstock, which I was obviously not born to go to, and being at Woodstock 99 was obviously the main motivation of the concert. In 1969, the motivation of the concert was to speak out against a war that the young people didn't agree with, and they had a political message. And even though some people might say it was just music for 3 days, they were able to sit there for 3 days and imbibe in mind-altering substances, and 500,000 people got along, and there was not one fight, there was not one arrest, there was one death because someone got run over by a tractor, but that's it. No drug overdoses, nothing bad really happened.
You needed drugs, you asked somebody, they gave them to you. They were giving out rice and beans or whatever.
Yeah.
But you've seen how all them people together with no money, no nothing, no electricity,
No, yeah.
made it through.
Woodstock remains a vivid remembrance of that unique culture of the youth of the late 1960s and has become part of the cultural lexicon.
I wish everybody could have grew up, went to Woodstock, and then went on and do